your your way, especially with valuable experience through unique programs like co-op, and you're enjoying one of the top countries for quality of life, and you're provided with post-study work permit opportunities and also immigration pathway opportunities. So before we resume into Saskatchewan and Regina, I really wanted to keep you in mind that choosing Canada means choosing a safe, supportive, and opportunity-filled environment for your education. So let's now do talk about Saskatchewan, which is our province. So most of you might not have heard much about Saskatchewan before. It's kind of a name, it's a little bit hard to pronounce, Saskatchewan. But let me tell you, it's truly one of the Canada's hidden gems. Geographically, Saskatchewan sits right in the center of Canada, as you can see in my map. We are about 3 hour flight from Toronto or 2 hour flight from Vancouver, and just over 1 hour from Calgary. And being centrally located makes it really easy for us to travel across the country, whether for study, work, or leisure. Saskatchewan is known for its clean environment, abundant green spaces, and a growing economy. We also have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, which makes it really easy for our students to find work during and after their studies. So our provincial government actively encourages international graduates to stay here through programs like Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program or Graduate Retention Programs. These programs really give you a very clear pathway to permanent residency and also career development. The graduate retention program, let's start with that one, is incredible benefits. Through this program, graduates who stay and work in Saskatchewan after their graduation can receive a tax rebate of up to 24,000 Canadian dollars over several years. And essentially, the government rewards you for choosing to stay and contribute to the province after graduate. And the SNP, which is the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, provides a fast track pathway to permanent residency. If you graduate from Saskatchewan Designated Learning Institution, which is DLI, that defined by RCC, for example, our university is one of those, and gain some work experience in the province, you can qualify to apply for this program. That means instead of competing in a very large national pool, you have a more that direct route that recognize your connection to Saskatchewan. It's designed to help international graduates transition from being students to becoming long-term residents and professionals in their field. So together, these programs make Saskatchewan one of the most supportive provinces in Canada for international students who want not only to study, but also to build their career and future here. But what attract migrants, right? So because Saskatchewan is growing rapidly, we are one of the world's largest producer of, for example, potash, which is a key ingredient in fertilizer and supports global food security. Saskatchewan also has the world's largest high-grade uranium deposit, and it's also world's second largest producer of uranium, supplying nearly a quarter of the world's supply for electricity generation. We're also the second largest petroleum producer and the third largest natural gas producer in Canada. So each of these industries is creating thousands of opportunities on their own, and every job in a major industry also generates at least triple additional jobs in related fields. Agriculture, energy, mining, technology. So all these industries are feeling strong economic growth in our province. So in fact, a recently published provincial report projects an annual employment growth rate of 1.4% over the next 5 years. Across all industries, there will be nearly 120,000 job openings are expected. So what does that mean for our students? It means that if you choose to study in Saskatchewan with us, you're not only just investing in your education, you're also positioning yourself in a province where opportunities are growing, where your skills will be in demand, and where your future can truly take shape. And the University of Regina is just right located at in this capital city of our province. Our city is called Regina as well. And we have a population about 250,000 people. Regina is also a multicultural city where people from many different backgrounds. So international students tell us it's very easy to connect here, both within the student community and with the broader city. So right in the city, you will find our beautiful campus. Let's watch this video for a brief experience of our university. All right. Yeah, so I hope you really enjoyed that vibe of our campus. At the University of Regina, we do have 10 different faculties. Sorry. That's like jumping a little bit like too far. So we're kind of like a comprehensive university first, ranked among the top 15 in Canada, with over 100 undergraduate and 80 plus graduate programs. And we currently welcome students from over 100 countries, and right now more than 3,000 international students as part of our community. So in another way, we're like large enough to offer diversity and opportunities, but still small enough that your professors will know your name probably. And many students do tell us that one of their favorite things is about studying here is that they can talk to their professor to talk about their personal study progress and everything. And then the professor will be able to know their name. So compared to like a large size university where you're probably gonna have 200 students in one class, a small classroom size probably gonna benefit you if you really enjoy that kind of vibe. And at the University of Regina, we do have 10 different faculties. Each of them are with programs that designed to help you build both knowledge and the career ready skills. So I will give you a quick overview of what each faculty do offer, and starting with the arts, math, and science and La City faculties. So yes, next page. So our Faculty of Arts is one of the largest faculty, and they offer programs in the humanities and the social science areas. Popular programs are with, for example, psychology, criminology, political science, sociology, and much more. Graduates with an arts degree can find job in public service, community development, educational services, and also arts and culture sector. Another Faculty of Media Arts Performance, or way to say MAP, is where students explore our programs like film production, music, theater, visual arts, and other fine arts programs. The film production major can be taken as a degree or diploma, and it is also the only program of its kind between Toronto and Vancouver. And students with MAP can really take part in productions every semester and learn a highly creative environment, preparing for a career as, for example, artist. So this is a faculty really all about creativity. And then we also have like a Faculty of Science where students can dive into biology, chemistry, computer science, or physics, or chemistry. And many programs include hands-on lab and research opportunities. We have also pre-professional programs that are available for students who are interested in medical careers. So these three faculties are probably the larger faculties on campus, and the programs I listed here are not all of the programs they're offering. Each of them are having like more than 10, around like 20 different programs for you to explore. These are just some of the very popular ones that are among our international students that I want to show you as well. If you are interested in knowing more, you can also go to our website to look for more program information about each of the faculty. And the next faculty is our La Cité, which is our French language college for any student who's interested in studying French as a second language or a degree program in French. As the second official language of Canada, learning French is definitely going to be a valuable asset to any student. So next page, I'm going to introduce you three faculties of business, education, engineering. Starting with business, which is also called Paul J. Hill School of Business at our university, very popular with international students. Programs like accounting, finance, marketing, business prepares students for career around the world. The faculty participates in Canada-wide and local events and has a very active student society, giving abundance of networking opportunities. In fact, faculty of business have a very great graduation or like a graduate success rate. Over 90% of their graduates can find a job within 6 months of graduation. And the next one, the faculty of education, is really about being a teacher. So it is definitely going to be a very great choice if you are interested in staying in Saskatchewan, especially after studies, to work in the school, for example. And then their graduates can really work as a teacher, specializing in either elementary or secondary or arts or music education or French education, just to name a few. The degree program really includes several mandatory internship as well, so that you get hands-on experience before you begin your career. And our graduates will be able to receive a Saskatchewan teaching certification right away after they finish all their classes and successfully get a graduate certificate. And next one, the Faculty of Engineering, offers degree programs in 5 different majors as well. They are environmental system engineering, energy system engineering, including a petroleum and clean energy program, and also electronic system engineering, industrial system engineering, and software system engineering. And students will learn how to blend creativity with science and problem-solving skills, enabling them to have exciting careers in the field. Students have access to our state-of-art research labs and facilities to complete their projects. And you can also do co-op during this program or internship opportunity so that you really know how to do the real works in this industry. The next page, I'm going to introduce you first of all the Faculty of Nursing, which offers the only nursing degree program, I should say that way. The admission to this faculty is very competitive, and they only offer one take every year in the fall. The curriculum, state-of-the-art labs, and clinical experience will provide you with the knowledge and the skills to participate as a registered nurse. Even though it's going to be a very hard program to go through, but you're definitely going to be successful after graduation because nurses are always in demand across the country. And the Faculty of Social Work, next one, provides students the opportunity to become a social worker in Saskatchewan after you graduate. With an internship component, students are well prepared to work as counselors, advocates, and community supporters, I'll say it that way. And last but not least, our Faculty of Kinesiology and Health Studies. Kinesiology offers programs related to health, wellness, sport, and recreation. Many majors offer hands-on learning experience through practicums as well, so that will prepare our graduates to work as therapists, for example, researchers, and also health advisors. So, and for any of you guys, if you are interested in graduate studies after your bachelor degree with us, we offer master's and doctoral programs across many fields as well. We currently lead Canadian Comprehensive University in Research Impact and International Research Collaboration. There are different avenues for funding and scholarship depending on your program in our FGSR faculty, and our grad students benefit from strong supervision, research opportunities, and professional development workshops. So if you're interested in learning more about our Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research, you can definitely also reach out to the EVS team or on our website for some of the information first. And you've probably heard me talking about a co-op a couple of times already. So what exactly do I mean when we say co-op, right? Simply put, it could be seen as a paid internship. So how it works, so it will be like between your academic terms, you will alternate between academic terms and paid work terms. And the placement lasts between 12 to 16 months in total. And you can work with multiple employers, gaining a range of experiences. And also, co-op is available in most of our faculties, and other faculties prepare operates in. So some of the other faculties do operate their own internship in a different way. And for our co-op programs, the results really speak for themselves. We have a 90% placement rate for our co-op students. That doesn't mean that as long as you apply for co-op, you will get one. It's more like you will need to meet some of the requirements to apply for co-op. You will need to go through the real interview with the employer before they can place you into this industry and so on. So there are definitely going to be some students who cannot go through a co-op term, but trust me, most of our international students, they really know what they're doing with us, and then they really did a successful job or with the interview at least, so that they will be able to get a placement for the co-op program. And our students will earn competitive salaries through co-op. Typically, it's going to be 13K to 17K Canadian dollars every 4 months term. So for 4 months total, which is roughly like a term, you are earning 13,000 Canadian dollars to 17,000 Canadian dollars, depending the actual position you get. And our partners really include very top employers like Samsung, KPMG, and also like and also some government institutions across Canada. And you don't have to limit it yourself to do a co-op within Regina, Saskatchewan. We can also place you across the country. And many students do receive full-time job offers from their co-op employers after graduation. I personally highly recommend you to take co-op program if you are going to study in Canada, because it really means that you graduate not only with a degree, but also with real Canadian work experience that makes you far more competitive in the job market, both in Canada and also maybe internationally. And co-op is actually only one part of our experiential learning family, which is about learning by doing. And the UFR experiential learning really comes in many forms. You can participate in volunteer programs, you're propped to do lab works during class, you're in a faculty that requires internships and practicums to fulfill your program requirements, just like Faculty of Education, for example, and you're taken into undergraduate research opportunities. You choose to study abroad as an exchange student, and so on. These are all the activities that we can name them as experiential learning. And together, these opportunities will make sure that when you graduate, you don't just have a degree, but also the practical experience, professional connections, and also confidence in your skills. We also have a department on campus to help you along your experiential learning journey, which is called the Center for Experiential and Service Learning Office, or to say CESO for short. And CESO has professional advisors to help you explore your career path, review your resume, and prepare you for your interviews. They have experiential batches programs to help you learn specific skills through professional development training. They run a volunteer center as well to help you look for programs or opportunities more. And even after you graduate, you can still come back to CISO office for some career advices from them as an alumni. And these are all kind of like part of our campus culture. But why we're being so supportive? Because we know your university experience. It's not just about academics, right? But it's also about being like or like growing as a person and have some fun time too. So on our campus, there are many students, clubs, societies, and a sports team that you can join. The UFR also focus very much on students' wellness, offering like medical care, free counseling sessions, and other mental health supports. So our campus culture is one of the belongings, and we are looking forward to welcome you for sure. The next page, maybe you do want to stay closer to all of the great happenings. So next page, I'm gonna give you an introduction of our housing services on campus. So if you do choose to live on campus it's going to be with our housing services department. So we have modern and comfortable residence where you can choose from dorm or apartment style accommodations. For example, one of our most popular accommodation styles would be a four-bedroom apartment where you're gonna have your own bedroom in that apartment, but you're gonna share some public area like a kitchen, like the washroom with the other students in the same apartment. You can also sign contract with your friends together so that you guys can probably stay in one apartment and do everything together as well. So all of our rooms are coming as furnished, and the utilities are also included in one monthly price, which is around like 800 to 900 Canadian dollars. And it's going to be definitely a safe and convenient and comfortable option if you are studying with us. Especially for our first year international students, a lot of them would choose to live on campus just to give themselves at least a little time to get familiar with the city and everything before they actually wanted to move out from the campus. And if you do want to explore more options for housing, there is going to be our international student services team who can back you up. They are not only going to provide you with information about everything as being an international student, but also in the role to assist you with your transition to life in Canada. We offer many services such as orientation, immigration, guidance, academic supports, and social events. We also have international peer advisors so that you can learn from others and be supported by international students who have come before you. So you would definitely be well supported as a student at the UFR thanks to our dedicated student services team. And like I mentioned, if you have any questions, you can always just go to their team, either go to their front desk or make appointment with them, and then they will be able to help you out. Now, let's talk about some important topics. Let's talk about our tuition. At the University of Regina, tuition is really calculated on a per class base. Most of our full-time students take 4 to 5 classes each semester and 2 semesters per year, or 3 semesters depending on your own schedule. So on average, a student takes about 10 classes in a year. So that's going to take you like around 4 years to graduate from a 4-year bachelor degree program. So when you add that up, the average tuition cost for international students comes to around 27,000 Canadian dollars per year. And this figure really includes important fees like your health and dental plan, your student recreational activities pass, and also like a city bus pass. Those all are the things that might be charged separately at other universities, but at our university, we really wanted to include them all together so that you just need to pay once and to get everything covered. And comparatively, we say that the University of Regina is one of the most affordable universities in Canada. And if to build out a sample like a yearly budget, we add on campus housing expenses and all other approximate costs according to Regina's living cost as well. The total cost for a year is around 42,000 Canadian dollars. And of course, every student's budget will look a little bit different. Some of you may choose less expensive housing options. For example, if you choose to live off campus, that's going to be cheaper. Or if you may cook more meals yourself, you don't want to buy a meal plan with us, then cooking yourself would be a cheaper way as well. And some may spend more or less on personal expenses. So, but overall speaking, the 42K will give you a solid, I would say solid estimate for planning purpose, right? But like we definitely wanted to give you more support through that. So let's add an even brighter part of the picture, which is our scholarship. At the University of Regina, there are 2 main categories of scholarship for international students. One is called continuing scholarship. These are for students who are already enrolled at the UFR, and these are really about like competitive scholarship, a scholarship that you will need to enrolled at UFR first and then apply for those. So, but you will definitely get support from your faculty and academic advisors in exploring your options and also submitting your applications for those scholarship. But another type of scholarship are the scholarships that I listed here on this page for you, are also more importantly for our session today is our international entrance scholarship. So all of our entrance scholarship, first of all, they're automatic. As long as you apply to one of our undergraduate level programs, you will be considered for those entrance scholarship opportunities automatically. And the scholarship, the first one I wanted to introduce is the one at the bottom, which is called International Entrance Scholarship. This is a scholarship valued at 3,000 Canadian dollars in tuition credits. As long as you meet the required admission average of 85%, which is not hard to achieve, you will be offered this scholarship automatically. And then the second scholarship, which is called International Student of Distinction Scholarship, which is the first one that I listed on my page. It has like two tiers actually. It's an automatic scholarship. Again, just apply and you will be considered. So the criteria is higher. But tier one recipients can definitely like receive free on-campus housing and meal plan for your first year of 12 months. So this is all about like accommodation scholarship. You will need to take care of your tuition payments, but you don't need to pay any attention to housing necessities on campus if you receive the scholarship because we're going to cover that for you. We're going to provide you a private dorm on campus and also a meal plan that valid for 12 months. So for the entire year of your first year, you are going to just live and eat on campus for free with this scholarship. And then this is also a renewable scholarship. That means if you continue to meet our requirements or criteria for the renewal contract, then you will be able to probably extend or renew it for up to 4 years in total. That will potentially cover the entire academic or undergraduate academic years with us. And for tier two of this same scholarship, you as a recipient, you will receive free on-campus housing only. So you probably need to take care of your own meal card as well. But at least half of the accommodations is covered. And it's also renewable up to 4 years. Even if you applied only like a diploma program, which is shorter in length, you will still get the chance to be considered for this scholarship as a diploma recipient, which is more competitive, but trust me, there are not like too many diploma students right now. And as long as you are a high achieving student, that your high school average is really high. So there's a very good chance that you can receive the scholarship. And I also have a Vietnamese scholarship student who's here as a kind of like a student testimonial. Her name is Bi Fan. She's a Bachelor of Education student from Vietnam, and she does receive this ISD scholarship. And just like her, there's a lot of our international students are currently benefiting from this scholarship, and then they're doing very well in their academic performances at least. So that there's a very good chance that they're going to get that renewed for their next and third and also fourth year. Okay, and I'm gonna probably give you a brief introduction of how to apply to our university. And remember that we accept students directly from high schools into most of our programs, and we also recognize transfer credits if you've already studied at another university or college. So our application process is entirely online, and once you submit your documents, you can track your status easily. So here are the 4 steps that every student is probably going to go through. So first of all, you need to decide which program you want to study with us. And then you need to take a look at the application guide and then learn what are the requirements for your specific program. Then you can just hit the apply button on our website and fill in all the information that we're looking for. And then you just need to wait for the international admission team to issue your acceptance letter through that same portal. And also, if you want, you can pay your deposit to secure your seat with us once you made your decision. And it's very important to pay your deposit because it's also one of the required documents or one of the requirements that we want to see before we can issue you a provincial attestation letter to support your study permit application. And the documents required for admission are actually quite simple as well. What you need are just your academic transcript from high school or any previous studies, for example, if you have attended a university. And we also need a copy of your passport and also proof of your English language proficiency if you already have some results ready. And some of our programs do require specific additional content, but very, very rarely. But they will also be listed on our website. Most of our programs doesn't really need a additional application supporting documents, just very few. And about that proof of English language proficiency, as you know, yeah, our university is an English speaking institution, so we do want to see your English proficiency. So let's see else results, right? If you don't have one, you can still apply. We just remember first that we do offer conditional offer if you don't have a valid English language proficiency results, but you are academically admissible. But if you do want to meet our English requirements through one of the accepted ways, I list all of them here. You can take a picture, make a screenshot, and then you can also check them on our website. So for example, let's take IELTS as the example. For IELTS, we're looking for overall score of 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. But similarly, we can also accept your TOEFL results, your Duolingo results, or if you're from a English or like an international recognized curriculum, for example, you're doing A levels or you're doing IB or AP, then your English subject could be used to meet our English language proficiency requirements as well. And if it comes to the way that you don't meet it and then you wanted to meet that at a later time, and then you can choose either to take that test, one of the tests at a later time, or join our own EAP program. So this is the program designed to help you improve your academic English in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. I also introduce you to Canadian classroom culture, which can be a big advantage before you start your degree courses. We offer 3 levels of EAP studies. The best part is that very last level, the EAP 100 to 101, it's somehow an undergraduate semester already. You will getting 6 credit hours from this semester, and also you will have the chance to take one extra undergraduate class. So you will be taking 9 credit hours, which equals 3 regular university classes. So you're not like losing any time during this. So you're actually, I would say, saving money in the time at the same time. And also it really acts in a way of pathway program to your undergraduate level studies. And to get into our EAP program, you will need to demonstrate at least a certain level of English skills. We don't start with basics. There are 2 ways to do this. One is to take our placement test. Another is to submit your existing English test results through the EAP direct entry. So for this one, each of the levels have their own required scores. Taking IELTS test as an example, to get into EAP highest level, you will need an overall score of 6.0 with no band less than 5.0, and the EAP starting level of 030 class, you are to submit an IELTS result of overall band 5.0 with no band lower than 4.5. But if you're like, I know my English is pretty good, but I don't want to take an IELTS exam, you can also just take our internal placement test. Like I mentioned, it's going to be online, just very similar to the Duolingo test. And as long as you can meet one of the levels requirements, you will be enrolled at our EAP program as well. And then just a little bit more things to note about applications, that we do offer 3 terms: fall, winter, or spring, summer for the majority of our undergraduate programs. Actually, there's only nursing program that's having like their specific one intake every year. So all of other undergraduate programs will have different programs. If you're aiming at graduate studies, the case will be different. The available terms are really depending on the programs you're choosing, and the application fee it's 150 as well. For undergraduate level, it's 100 Canadian dollars for the application fee. And the good news is that we are currently offering like a fee waiver, application fee waiver right in this week from October 1st to October 7th, if I didn't remember it wrong. But I can send out more information, or you can actually go to our website to check for that information, that if you are applying within, I would say, probably 7 days from now, you don't need to pay pay this 100 Canadian dollars application fee if you're applying for a undergraduate level programs. So if you are interested, probably contact EVS as soon as possible. They will let you know how to apply, and then they will help you along this process, and then they will help you get that fee waiver as well. And the application deadline is really just ongoing. As long as you apply, we will help you find the term that works for your schedule the best. And for the tuition deposit, 1,000 Canadian dollars, like I mentioned, it's very important at this stage as you will need your provincial attestation letter from the government of Saskatchewan. And only after you paid your tuition deposit of 1,000 Canadian dollars, you will then be considered for that PAO letter. And your offer will be valid through 2 terms, just in case your study permit or any other documents or are not ready, or it's just you're not ready to start your classes with us for that term and you wanted to defer it a little bit. And finally, once you've applied, keep an eye on your email because that's how we will update you about your application status. And that's pretty much everything about my presentation today. Thank you everyone for being here and listening to the kind of like a long presentation. But I'm ready to take your questions if you have any.
Hello, Billy. It's nice to see
Hi.
you.
Hi, nice
Yeah,
to see you. Yeah.
yeah. I want to ask you about the program that I saw in your website. I'm already a MBA degree holder, but I'm interested in a course. It's called like a professional certificate in business analysis. So the course is a very short course, like because I saw it. If I attend intensively, it will take only 4 months. So I'd like to know about the program details and I would like to know, is there any uh, post-study work visa after that course and any admission requirement for that?
Hmm. Yeah, so there's this kind of a termination or definition that's really set by IRCC, the immigration, like the government department. But for the university wise, like we do offer all the programs, but from an IRCC perspective or immigration document perspective, some of the programs are not the best option for international students. For example, a 4 months program because for that one, it doesn't really qualify you for a study permit holder, for being a study permit holder, actually, because this is like, if you already hold a study permit, that's a different case. But if you haven't really started your application with a 4 months program, the RCC gonna suggest you probably to apply just for visitor visa because for any studying program within 6 months, you don't need a study permit. You just need to get a visitor visa, for example, or like a what is that called? Like a travel document or something to study that short program. But if you are aiming at a program that is like longer than 6 months, then that would be the case for getting a study permit. And then for study permit wise, if you are registered in a full-time program and which is also more than like a year long, I think you will be eligible for PGWP. With our university, all of the programs that are offered to our international students specifically, they are eligible for the PGWP post graduation work permits for sure. But the case is like we currently only if you are a study permit holder in Canada or you hold a valid status in Canada, then otherwise we won't be able to offer you like a program that's not a full-time 1 year long program. It has to be because we always wanted to be in line with the RCC requirements.
Thank you.
Yeah. I see
And
Sue raised your
yeah,
hand. Yeah,
yeah.
please.
Yes, I'm like a mother of the one potential student for the Regina.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question is like she will be a transfer student. She have already like completed like her 2 years business major in the other like post-secondary institution.
Okay.
And then, so when you show the like scholarship, whatever things, it is only really for the, first years, like the first year students, or what about the transfer student? Are there any opportunity for the transfer student to, however, like to enjoy the scholarships or whatever? Yeah.
So if you
Uh,
do remember, there are two entrance scholarship that I talked about. One is about like housing accommodation, another one's tuition credits. So your daughter's case, if she already got some post-secondary education experience, it's more likely if her grades are very good, she will be getting that 3,000 tuition credits as her entrance scholarship, because that's the one that really doesn't limit your educational background. You could be a student, hold already a bachelor degree, but as long as it's your first application to the University of Regina for a undergraduate level program, you will be considered. But the other one, the distinction one, the accommodation one, that one is for high school graduates only. So if you already have some secondary, post-secondary education, then you don't qualify for that. But the 3,000 one, you will be able to qualify that. And then after that, after you come into the University of Regina, because of that, you have some tuition credits already, and there's a chance that we can do a credit transfer for you, so that some of the courses that you have taken from another university don't really need to be repeated in our university again. And with those credit hours and also more courses taken in our university, you will be able to apply our continuing scholarship as well as the current students. So that's a system of scholarship that really needs your application. So you will need to talk to your faculty advisor to learn what scholarship are available, and then what scholarship are potentially like workable for you so that you can apply. Some of those scholarships are really like as long as you apply, you're gonna get it. But some of them really gonna be like competitive that you will need to get into the pool to compete with other applicants. But yeah, there's definitely opportunities for scholarship. Doesn't matter or regardless of your educational background. So when you come to our university study as an undergraduate student.
Yes, thank you. I have like one subsequent question. So
Yeah.
like now, so actually I already apply. I mean, she already applied with the transfer credit. We are already working on with your university, like whether they are assessing the transfer credit. We are submitting like formal transcript directly from her post-secondary institution to U of R directly. So at the time, you already consider like that when that you already show like 3,000, or do we need to do like separate applications, or do we need to say that we will like that's how it is work?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
say it automatic because as long as you apply, your file will be considered for that scholarship. So if we are currently in the progress of application, then probably our admission team hasn't really come to your case because your transcript probably just arrived, right? So in that case, once one of our admission specialists is taking a look at your daughter's file and reviewing her application, actually, they will be able to make the decision to see whether you will be offered the scholarship. And then that scholarship offer letter will be issued together with the offer letter of your academic program. So our offer letter will always come together. So this is how our entrance scholarship work.
Oh, that's great. So credit evaluation also came with together with offer letter, because some university when they offer it, they just offer is you are submitted and welcome and whatever, but they didn't describe like how many credits are eligible. How many of your post secondary. But for the
Yeah.
U of R, you already provided in the offer letter. You gonna be like
Oh.
that?
Not exactly. It really depends because it's kind of like tricky because that will be run or like overseen by two different departments. So your admission decision is from our international admission services team. Your credit transfer decision is from the transfer credit unit. It's a totally different department on campus or unit on campus. So it's kind of like a like challenging for us, both of the team, to issue the decision at the same time because each of the teams are probably looking at a different work volume at the same stage. So typically speaking, it's always the admission decision come off first, and then most of our students are taking our admission decision first, and then they will contact either their faculty or the credit transfer unit to let them know that they've already been admitted. They wanted their tuition transfer, sorry, not tuition, their credit transfer process to be fastened up. And then the credit transfer unit will more like responsively to kind of like just make that faster so that they can make a decision for the student as soon as possible. But yeah, essentially it's two different departments, so it's very hard for the decision to come out at the same time.
Okay. So I can see that. So we will have a like offer letter, like first, and then maybe credit evaluation will come subsequently. It will be like
Yeah, that's
right.
that's more like the case. Just get your offer letter first, and then if you really wanted to know the credit transfer decision as soon as possible, just reach out to their team directly, and then they will be able to help you from there.
What about like because we also applying the co-op program, the one that's the degree have a valid co-op programs, but when you apply the visa, is they have a like they ask the evidence of to make it sure your degree allow you to work or no your degree have connected to the work or something like that, the phrase like that. So that's a document that's supposed to get from your university. That's is that
Um, you don't have to apply for a co-op as early at this stage because typically speaking, our co-op is a little bit like separated from admission. You can definitely do that at later time. And if you don't have that document at this stage, that's actually I think that's actually okay because right now, as long as you're not applying for your co-op work permit at the same time, then it should be fine because your offer letter won't necessarily talk about co-op. But if you do wanted to do a co-op program later on, and you can probably talk to our once your student is on campus, for example, talk to our international student services team, and then they will be able to help you get through that co-op work permits process as well. So all the required documents will also be supported by their team as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yes. I'm very interested in computer science degree in your university. May I know about I found that in diploma in computer science there. So, if we applying for international students, any admission or can you share me about that? Yes.
Yeah, for diploma in computer science, right? And actually, for any computer science program, the admission requirements are a little bit higher at this stage because there are just a lot of students in this faculty, and we do wanted to ensure that each of the students will have like great access to all the resources that we provide. So our faculty decided to raise up the admission requirements a little bit higher. So right now, the admission average for computer science, regardless diploma or bachelor, are 80% from your high school grades. So this is the case where students can choose either do a 2-year diploma program, like you mentioned, or the 4-year Bachelor of Science degree in computer science. And for students that apply to computer science, the admission, the other supporting documents for admission, it's just the same as all the other regular admission documents. You would just need to submit your transcript, your passport, your English results, and then that's it. And then, but like I mentioned, because the admission average is a little bit higher, so some of students may find that a little bit challenging to apply that program. But similarly, in the Faculty of Science, there's some kind of like other computer science related program like data science, for example, for student to consider. So if students' average is not that ideal, I would say that way, then they can probably start looking at some substitute programs in Faculty of Science because there's always a chance to transfer at a later time as well. But diploma-wise, if your students is only looking for like a 2-year diploma program, then computer science is the only option with the Faculty of Science at this stage.
Okay, so can we apply for diploma that?
Sorry, which one? Like data science or diploma?
In computer science, yes.
Diploma in computer science?
Computer
Yes, of
science,
course.
yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, and I would like to know about PhD program. Is there any programs for the PhD for the international study in your in your university? And I would like to know the tuition fees and what are the procedure for this? Yes, do we
Okay.
need to find a supervisor for first and something like that? Can you explain about that?
Yeah, you're pretty much answering your own questions now. Yeah, you will need to find a supervisor. That's pretty much the very first step you need to go about. Yeah, I didn't really include a lot of information in my presentation about PhD or even master programs because those procedures are really like unique to every student because it's really about like your research orientation, your research directions, and then whether our professors are offering a program or they are conducting a research that's matching your own research interests, right? So
Yes.
what I recommend you do is that go to our website, look for graduate studies, that section first, go to our Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research, that department, and just over their website, you will be able to see all their faculty. Well, actually, like all of our faculties are offering their selective programs in master and the PhD. And then for PhD, especially, it's that because it really depends on the availability of the faculty members as a supervisor. So you really need to go to our website to look for the most up-to-date information from there. And then they will have their faculty list as well, where they list out all the supervisor that are available, for example, for each of the term, and then they will let you know specifically which term, which program is also available. And then you will just need to go to the professor, for example, that you're interested in, and to look at their own profiles to decide which probably professor you're interested in the most, right? You do need to look at their own research topics, their research subjects and everything. And then you will need to make that connection from there to let them know. Send them an email first just to give them like a brief introduction about yourself, your academic background, your research background, what projects or what areas you're interested in, for example, everything that you could think of, and also attach your transcript, your resume, and if you have like some recommendation letter, attach them all together, send that email first, and then that's I would say like the very first step to make that connection to a supervisor. And it's typically the case that as long as you get approved by the supervisor, they will let you know that you can apply, and then you will just need to finish the more like the regular, the common application process. And then once your application, the official application is in, the faculty will talk to each other and then make that decision to issue the offer letter directly. So it's more like that case. So I would say it's not like a regular admission process. It's really it's really like unique to every single student. But of course, find the supervisor first. That's very important.
Yes. Yeah. It will take how long it will take? Like if a supervisor will take 3 months or something like that.
It depends. It really depends. Some supervisors just don't read their email. But if you find that probably over like a week also that you don't receive any responses. Some of the supervisor after they receive your profile introduction, they will let you know that hey, I've already received everything, but we will need some time to review it, and then they will give you like a kind of like approximate time frame. So that would be a good sign. But if you email this professor, email the supervisor, and it takes them like probably 1 week, 2 weeks, they haven't really got back to you, then that's the case that you wanted to send a follow-up email first to make sure that they have received your first email, right? And then if there's still nothing, reach out to the faculty as well to check whether that professor is in the office. Probably there's cases that professor is taking a leave or something, and then they just don't really get that reflected on their email auto responses. But like yeah, figure out that situation. So I would say probably for the first 2 to 4 weeks, just be careful with or like pay more attention to your email inbox. And if you don't really get any responses, and then reach out to the faculty as well or the FGSR office, like the faculty of graduate studies office directly to check on their availability or information. Some of the time it's also like our fault. Probably the website is not updated in time. But yeah, you can always start with reaching out to the professor, to the supervisor. Excuse me, but giving them like probably 1 to 2 week of like work week, and if you don't have any other any responses during that time, reach out alternatively as well.
Yes, I got it. Another one is English proficiency certificates, and I graduated from Korea English top. I got English top program, and so if I submit median or instruction like and I talk with English, so do I need to submit a IS or TOEFL certificate?
So for that case, if your medium of instruction is English already from your previous post-secondary institution, there's a very large chance that they will be able to waive your English requirements test, so you don't necessarily take another test again. But it kind of like depends, because some of the time like they do have some minor requirements under that bigger phrase, right? So they might also need to look at what exactly classes you have taken with that institutions to make sure that you have meet somehow their criteria for English proficiency. But yeah, I would say most of the chance that you will be able to get that English test waived.
Thank you for your
No
information.
problem.
Yes.
You're welcome.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့တခြားquestion မေးမဲ့လူတွေလည်းများရှိသေးလားမသိဘူးခင်ဗျ question လေးရှိရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒါဆက်ပြီးတော့မေးလို့ရပါတယ်
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. May I ask one question?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I already got a bachelor degree in computer science, so I am considering to attend a master of computer science. So I'd like to know about the job opportunity after graduating. Some people in order to say the job market is really tight in Canada in the situation. So how will be the job opportunity after studying?
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that's very true. Computer science itself, the job market has been, I shouldn't say like exploded, but it's been kind of like competitive now, because there's a lot of like students graduating from this same discipline, but But it really depends. It really depends on each individual's own educational background, their own experiences along their way. And then some of our science students still find it very easy to find a job. Some of them are just struggling. So it really depends. I just don't know what's happening right now. But it's really about like your experience. I would say that way in Canada. If you do wanted to do a master degree program in Canada for computer science with us or with any other universities, let's say my one recommendation or advice is that try the best to get into a co-op opportunity during that program. For like ours, like our computer science master students can also choose to opt in a co-op term. So that in that case, like I mentioned about our co-op, you will be able to get some Canadian work experience along that progress, right? And then your Canadian experience will really help you to stand out in the job market if you are competing with all the international graduates from the Canadian institutions. Like that means you will be able to get some hands-on experience. You will be able to build up some like industrial connection already before you graduate. And like I mentioned, some of our co-op students, they are really able to secure an offer even before they graduate from their academic program, just because that they did a co-op with this employer, and then the employer is really happy about what they have been doing in their company, right? So if you had decided to apply for that master degree and you're worrying about that, I should say probably do more research first as well to know about like the specific direction that you're interested in, whether that one like are popular in Canada, and then how's that specific area of industry is developing in the next couple of years. But I would say generally speaking, computer science is still very in demand in some of the industries and also some of the areas. Sometimes it's just because imbalanced development. Like let's say if in Toronto, like the bigger cities, like the metropolitans, the job market is very different from what it is look like in Regina, in Saskatchewan, where we're like in the center of Canada, and we are less populated. Our population is like very small compared to Ontario. Right. So it depends.
Yeah.
Probably do more research first. And for the master program in computer science with our university, it's about different pathways as well. You can choose to go through either like a course option, or I think there's also project based or like a co-op based. But there is a couple of different paths that you can choose from. Each of them will have different characteristics, and then it really up to your like interest in that area. And then when you are applying for computer science, I just wanted to remind you that you will need to prepare a WES report for your undergraduate level transcript. So that's a very important requirement for our program. And then you wanted to check the deadlines for that programs as well. And then prepare all the documents in advance so that you won't miss any deadlines, and you can start your classes with us as soon as possible as well.
Yeah, thank you, really, thank you. Another
Yeah.
question, how about the visa chance for me, like coming from Myanmar?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, visa ability for
Oh,
me,
okay.
like coming from Myanmar. Yeah.
Yeah, well, based on the feedback that we got from EVS team, to be honest, all of their students that sent our way are getting their visa approved, which is a really like good news for not only us but also for other students as well. But yeah. I would say like as long as you can get all the documents prepared, you read through all the detailed requirements on the IRCC's website about study permit requirements, make sure all the documents you prepared are in line with the requirements. I would say the approval rate it could be very good as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ồ, ဒါဆိုတခြားမိကုန်းလေးများရှိသေးလားမသိဘူးနော်တခြားမိကုန်းလေးရှိရင်လည်းဆက်ပြီးတော့မေးမြန်းလို့ရပါတယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့မေးစရာလေးများကြအောင်လားမသိဘူးဗျာ
So can I ask one last question? Sorry, I asked too
Yes.
many questions. Yes.
Yes, sure.
So if we apply for the co-op program, is it we can say that work is a necessary requirement for the completion of our study? Can we rephrase like that, or it's just applying the undergraduate degree? Because when we apply visa, the questionnaire from the visa, they are asking that work is a necessary requirement for the completion of your studies or not. So I don't know whether I should say yes or no in that question. That's why, yeah.
If I don't remember wrong, I think you mentioned your daughter is looking for a business program.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, I'm not the expert in study permit application, so it's just my personal perspective. But you can definitely double check with our EVS advisors on that specific questions. But for
Okay.
our business program, co-op is not compulsory. Co-op is not mandatory. So co-op is only like a option for our business students. If you don't want to if you don't want to do a co-op during that program, and then you don't have to. Only if you want to get opt-in into that section, and then you could choose to do a co-op. So, but I'm not quite sure how that could be translated into the study permit applications, because some of their questions are really having like a context or like a background, right? So probably double check with the team as well for their professional advices, because I'm more professional in schools admission, but not like study permit wise. But yeah, I would say like at least from program perspective, co-op is not mandatory for business program.
Yes. Yes, I got it. Like co-op is no, but in the visa, it says that work is a necessary. Do your work is a necessary requirement for the completion of your study. As we choose the co-op program, so what I'm like confusing is like whether we should say this question yes or no. As I choose the co-op program. So that's why it's not, I know it's a visa question, but it's also related to the like what program I'm choosing. So I choose the co-op program. So that's mean what is necessary or what is not. That's why I'm
It really
confusing. Yeah.
depends. It really depends if in their question, if that refers to your co-op program or if they refers to the business program. So like I mentioned,
Oh,
from the program perspective, business program doesn't require co-op. But if you do choose co-op program, well, yeah, of course, to do a co-op program, you will need to work, right? So it really depends. I would say probably, like I mentioned, just probably double check with the advisors of EVS team. I think
yeah,
they will be able to give you more practical advices on that question.
yeah,
Because it
yeah.
also depends on the other sections of the questionnaire that you have filled out for. Maybe some of the information are connected with this one as well, like you mentioned, because it's probably because that you have pre-selected the co-op option, and then maybe also like ask like probably Google for other examples as well to see what that question is actually about, like what they are looking for from that question.
Yeah, that's really helpful for me. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
There is some question in our chat box. That is that GED accepted or not?
GED will not be accepted. We don't really need GED.
ဒါဆိုတခြားမိကုန်းလေးများရှိကြအောင်မလားမသိဘူးခင်ဗျာတခြားမိကုန်းလေးရှိရင်လည်းဒါဆက်ပြီးတော့မေးမြန်းလို့ရပါတယ် Okay, Billy. So I think there is no any question for today's webinar. So
Okay.
shall we end the webinar right now?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, very nice to see everybody today. And thank you guys so much from the SVS team. Thank you for helping hosting this event. And I really hope like we can see more Myanmar students to come to our campus. We already got some of them coming because thanks to you guys' efforts, right? And then their study permit, like we mentioned, it's just so smooth. So yeah, thank you again for being here and listen to our presentation. Like I mentioned, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to the VS team, and also feel free to reach out to our team as well, and we can definitely help you out from there.
Yes, we also thank you very much for you as well for our joining the webinar and for your sharing a lot of great information that is very valuable for our participant, for our audience, and for our student who want to study in Canada or study in University of Regina. So thank you once again for the today.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
everyone.
thank you so much. Yes.
Have a good night.
Okay, Billy. So see you soon.
See you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye bye. Thank you so much.